So great to have Danielle Goodwin from Old Republic Home Warranty joining for a little chat. I've been working with Old Republic for quite some time with my buyer clients, and I'm thrilled that she's going to share a little bit more about what a home warranty is, because I know that's an area that not everybody, most home buyers don't really understand how it benefits them. So welcome, Danielle.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, no, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. So my first question is, can you tell us what Old Republic offers and what sets it apart from other home warranty services and what value you're able to bring to your clients?
Yes. Well, I am so proud to be with a company who's been here for 48 years. And there are a lot of home warranty companies out there, but not all of them are the same. And what really sets us apart are we are people helping people. And 97% of the claims that come through to us, they get paid out. And it's an amazing thing to be able to work for a company who, when you call in, you have a rep that you can actually speak to. All of our sales services are in the United States, so we're not outsourcing our work. We have one in San Ramon, one in Oklahoma, and another that's in our new one in the Carolinas. So we are all here. You're going to have people who are in America talking to you, which is really important. And you're not going to hear roosters in the background or anything like that. So that is really important to me. What sets us apart as well is that we have coverage that not all the home warranty companies cover. Our coverage, we have the Platinum Total Care, which is our most comprehensive one. And with that, you get all of the appliances and everything that's working, the major systems in the home. The difference between a home warranty and home insurance, home warranty covers all of the moving parts of the home. A home insurance is going to cover your walls and your surfaces that may become damaged if an unfortunate thing happens in the home, where a warranty doesn't cover those things. We cover your washer, your dryer, your refrigerator, your electrical, and your plumbing. The most common thing that we find out is you have a house and all the appliances in there, whether they're new or they're old, we don't go by the age of the appliance. We cover them all the same. They just have to be with working order one day after the close of escrow. So you can have a 40-year-old HVAC and it's going to be covered as long as it's from natural wear and tear that the malfunction happens. So your home warranty or your insurance is going to cover those things that are like your baseboards and your carpet, something that might have been damaged, where your warranty is going to cover the major systems and appliances in the home.
Okay, so thank you for explaining that. So the warranty also covers like plumbing, right?
Yes.
Electrical, pool, spa, if there is one,
Right.
septic.
What sets us apart with the pool and spa, we cover saltwater pools. A lot of the other companies, they will cover your chlorine pools, but they don't cover saltwater cells. So we do cover the saltwater pools, and we also cover the solar that covers the pool. We don't cover the solar that does the house energy. We just cover the water heating solar. So that is something that we also offer. When you call us out, our service provider is going to require a trade call fee. It's usually $85, which my competitors are $100, and so ours is still lower than my competitors at the time. And that's kind of like a copay when you go to the doctor's office and you go in and you pay your little copay. That's what that is for the technician's time and energy to come out there and diagnose the problem. And then from there, he'll call in and send us a diagnosis, and we'll let you know what's going to be covered and what's not covered at the time that happens. And if there's any additional costs for every situation, it's always different. Every house is different. So when that technician comes and tells us exactly what needs to be done, that's what we do. If we need to replace the unit, we replace the unit. If it's something that we can fix and parts can be had, that's what we'll do. We'll order parts and have them fixed. And it usually happens within 24 to 48 hours, someone's sent out there. And of course, if it's an emergency, we have someone sent out as soon as possible. And we're open 365 days a year, 24/7. We've got someone there available to take your call. It might be within a few hours, but we have someone there. So that's a really good
That's
I
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So if I was a buyer, especially if I say I was a first-time home buyer, um, I might say, well, this is confusing. I have a home insurance, it covers those things, and some personal property usually. So why is
Yeah.
it so important to have that home warranty in addition to that home insurance? Like, can you give us an example of something that might happen?
Definitely. The home warranty is going to add a budget protection for your client. When they go in and they have all of their down payment in this beautiful home, they may not have extras in savings. And there was a study by CNBC that 77% of the first time home buyers experience a malfunction of an appliance in the home within the very first year. So, I mean, and there was another study that says there's um, oh gosh, the 50% of Americans may not even have $1,000 in their savings right now, because times the way that the market is and the way that things are, people don't really have the savings. So I always recommend a warranty for added budget control. That's what we're here for, to help, minimize the impact of that when a system does fail in your home, because it can be very pricey.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I personally have experienced it myself. And you never know. It could be working properly, and then 5 months after you move in, something
Yeah,
happens. So, and every appliance has a lifespan. I think you were
right.
mentioning that. So, um, in terms of we talked about this earlier, in terms of the inspection report, buyers typically do an inspection or have a report already. And what happens if after they move in, after the sale, something happens to an appliance and it was already noted in the inspection report? Is that something that warranty would cover?
If it's a pre-existing condition, then it's something that we won't be able to cover.
Mhm.
And at that point, the seller would need to have it fixed and in compliance with the warranty. And then as soon as we see that it's been fixed and we have an invoice saying this is all up to code and everything's ready to go, that's when the warranty will go into effect. So pre-existing conditions, they are not covered. But if it's something that was the buyer didn't know or that the seller didn't know, that was behind a wall that they couldn't see, those are exceptions, and often we'll go in and they can be things that are covered because no one was aware that that was happening. And you don't have a crystal ball to let you know exactly what's going on in the house. And if the seller didn't know and the buyer doesn't know, that's when it's a pre-existing condition that will be covered. And we do allow that to happen because you just don't have that knowledge and nobody really knew. The inspection report doesn't cover every aspect of the home either. And a lot of times they'll go and they'll turn on an appliance and let it run, but they won't run every cycle. So there was no way to know that that dishwasher wasn't actually working properly because it tested like it was fine, but then they moved in and found out it's actually not working properly. That's when we would come in and it would be covered because that's something that wasn't noted. It was apparent that it was working, but it failed one day after the close of escrow, and it was something that we would take care of. Something we wouldn't take care of is if your dog got up on the dishwasher and started licking the plates and the spring on the door broke or something like that. It's got to be something that's natural wear and tear of the appliance that's going to be covered by the warranty.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think you brought up a good point there, because typically in inspections and during the escrow period, um, it's the buyer's onus to discover a lot of this, because the seller is only going to disclose what they actually know. And many times they either don't know or never looked into that area or did an inspection or never had an issue prior to them selling the house, so never considered it something that they needed to inspect until that new owner moves in. So now buyers always ask me, should I purchase the home warranty during the escrow or can I do it later after the close? So what's your advice for that?
I always suggest to do it during the process of escrow. When it closes at the end of escrow is the ideal time to actually pay for the warranty. You do have up to 60 days after the close of escrow to put a plan in place or to upgrade the plan that has been already put into ordered. But I always recommend to do it during the process of escrow, because that way I can find out exactly what the house needs and we can get you exactly the coverage. Every house and every owner is different. So some owners might want to have an extra refrigerator or wine thing that's out in the garage, where not everybody has an extra unit that's in the garage. So that's something that we can talk about. What actually do they need coverage in the home, and make sure that they have that, because if they get in there and that wine fridge isn't covered and Susie's like really bad that her Chardonnay's not cold, I want to avoid that altogether. And I want to make sure she's happy and that you're happy, so that we've got all the coverage that's necessary. So I always recommend, it's going to happen during escrow before the close, that you put the plan in place. And then that way, if there's anything you want to add, you've got 60 days to upgrade or add optional coverages.
Okay, so now if they don't do it during escrow, I usually recommend right after it closes, like immediately before they move in. So,
Yeah.
because again, if they don't, there's that gap period, and then there's no coverage, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
And you want it to be seamless. We want your clients to move in and know that everything's taken care of and that they don't have to worry about it, because it actually brings such a peace of mind to know that you can move in and you don't have to worry. Because honestly, you've got so much on your plate and you've got so many things that you're doing when you're moving into a home. That's the last thing you need to worry about, is like if your water heater goes out and you can't have a hot shower. You really want to know that that's going to be covered. And on that note, I always recommend the Platinum Total Care, because with the Platinum Total Care, we cover the option to do the, gosh, I lost my words all of a sudden. It's hard to a modification. So if you go in and a water heater does break, some of the units are bigger and some of them are smaller, and then your closet can be made bigger to accommodate that. Or if they have to go through the wall and get to a pipe, that modification is covered under the Platinum, where our Ultimate doesn't cover that. So that's a really big deal.
That's a good point. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, usually it's a 1-year home warranty. If the warranty expires, is there a grace period to renew, or like what if they expired, they forgot that expired, something
Yeah, that's a
happened,
great question.
like how does that work?
If it does expire, it's really important to keep it not expiring, because you're going to have a 30-day grace period that you have to wait for the new plan to go into place. But if you just roll over and renew, you're going to be seamless and you're going to have that coverage. And that's really what I would suggest, because you just never know what day something's going to decide to go out on you. So you really want to have that coverage seamless. So do it when they ask us to renew. We don't do automatic renewal. I know some companies do. We ask that if you'd like to renew, and if you do, that's when we do renew the plan. But I always recommend to do that before it expires.
Got it. Got it. Well, thank you, Danielle. You clearly are a wealth of information, and anyone out there who is looking for more information about home warranty or how it would benefit them, if they would like to add it to their purchase, or maybe they're already in their home, Danielle's phone and email information will be at the end of this video. So please feel free to give her a call. Thank you so much, Danielle, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, Angela. And I look forward to taking care of your clients.